welcome. Today, I have the opportunity to talk to Victor Almazan, passionate about helping others who struggle with social anxiety. It is such an important topic, and I'm so glad you're here, Victor. Thank you for taking the time to be with me today.
Hi, Francesca. Thank you for having me here.
Absolutely. Social anxiety, I think it's underestimated. We don't realize we have it. And I find it very intriguing that you chose this as a coaching field. How did you get to choose this?
Well, when I was a child and when I was a teenager, I was shy and I struggled with interacting with people. But when I was like 17, 18, maybe 19 years old, this social anxiety just was very strong for me. For some reason, I was afraid to talk in front of my classmate, and and I struggle with making friends. I struggle with just being at classroom taking classes. So and it affected me maybe until I was 23, and something inside me told me you have to find a way to do the things that you like, because when you suffer from social anxiety, something is holding you back and you are not able to do the things you want, to say the things you want, to meet the people you want. So when I was 33, 34 maybe, I started to be interested in social anxiety and how to make friends and how to talk to people. Little by little, I made progress. I should say that maybe at the beginning, I just made baby steps with my progress, but I noticed I was able to do things 10 years earlier I wasn't capable of doing. So I said, I am making progress. So I just keep doing what I have done at this point, reading books, taking courses, and little by little, I was able to feel more comfortable talking to people. I don't think anyone can say are free of social anxiety. I don't think that's possible. There always will be a situation, a circumstance, a person who is going to make us feel social anxiety.
Absolutely. I agree with that. It's not a condition, it's a situation, right?
Exactly. So here I am, sharing with you my experience in your podcast on video in another language that is not my first language. So for me, that's a big progress, a big step in my life and in my career also.
And I am empathize with that. You know, I'm Italian. English is not my native language. And I also struggle with being shy and having problems with my voice. Sometimes it's higher, sometimes it's lower, sometimes it's tired. And here I am doing a podcast. So I know exactly how important it is to let go of that discomfort and be open, because there's so many opportunities that we can miss if we don't make that small step to be open. Let's see what this situation brings. Let's see what I can bring to this situation. So
Exactly.
that's why I'm very grateful you're here, because I know there are a lot of people who struggle with this and it affects their lives.
Yeah, when I was a teenager, I thought I was the only person in the universe that had social anxiety. And every person I met at school or my neighbors or anyone else seems like they can speak up, they can introduce themselves, they can meet people. I thought, well, I can be like them. But as I started to grow up and to pay more attention, I noticed that, yes, you're right. There are many people who suffer from social anxiety at different levels. I was one, in my opinion, one of the worst cases I have ever met. But there are other people who, even though they can talk to people, they still feel social anxiety. It's very common. Yeah.
It is common, and it does affect our decisions. Sometimes we might not be comfortable in saying the first word in a conversation. So we wait for somebody to start. Sometimes we may say no to an opportunity because we think it would be too much for our senses to tolerate. But it does affect also how I think we set our own goals, because we think I could do the profession. And then I step back and think, oh, but I would have to speak with people, interact with others, and be spontaneous. And can I do that? So it does affect our decision making process. And I was curious to ask you, have you noticed in your life or in your experience how we could help people who struggle with anxiety? Is there something that we can do because we have experienced it?
Yes, I think we can do something. I also know that some people, and I have met some of those, they say, 10 years ago, I was very social. I had a lot of friends, and something happened in my life. Maybe a tragedy, someone died in the family, or a big event, a problem with other people, and from that moment on, they suffer from social anxiety. I think you can help those people, but it would be maybe a little harder because it's like they have a trauma in their life, a big trauma that caused their social anxiety. In my case, I don't think I had, when I was a child, an extreme event that happened to me or a big trauma. It just was the way I was born, maybe just an introverted person. I think that's easier because you only have to learn techniques, maybe to learn how to talk to people. Yeah? So if you are like me, your personality is introverted and shy, yes, I think it's easier for us to learn to manage social anxiety. One of the things these people could do is not be too hard on themselves. Today, I notice after all the progress I have made in my life, sometimes I catch myself telling me things like, "Oh, Victor, you are so stupid. Victor, how could you do that? How could you forget that meeting?" Or things like that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Never call
Uh,
yourself stupid. I agree. Never call
or
yourself stupid.
no. Or those words, stupid, lazy, mean things to you. Don't say it. Just be nice to you and say, okay, you forgot to bring that thing for you. That's okay. Just the next time, remember to bring it with you. Make a note on your cell phone or a post-it or in your computer so you don't forget. If you get a result you didn't want at work, with your family, be nice to you and say, okay, I did wrong. I said the wrong thing to my wife, to my coworker, to my boss, to my son. Okay, I know, I recognized, I admit, I said the wrong thing, but next time I will do better. Things like that, it becomes a habit because when we are mean to ourselves, it's also habit carried up. We're carrying it with us for years, for a long time. So
Yes.
we have to change that habit and be nice to ourselves.
It's so true. Sometimes we carry, it's like a little label, negative characteristic of us that we carry from the past, and we believe that at the core of us, that's who we are. And so if we make a little mistake, we go back to that label. Oh, that's right, you are blank. But the truth is, we are more than a mistake, or than a forgetfulness, or a sentence said the wrong way. We're more than those things. And we are so beautifully made. Our soul is such a beautiful gift that it needs to be shared with others. But also, we are imperfectly made. So there are things that are not perfect, many things. But it's our characteristics and our responsibility to manage, like you said, manage how we react to the situation, to having made a mistake or forgotten something or said something the wrong way, and learn from those. And I would add with a smile, and we'll carry on, we'll continue. Because the beauty of interacting with others is like what we're doing now. Two different cultures, a language in between that is not our native language, different experiences, yet we have in common the desire to help others with things that we have gone through. And some of that is being shy. And that's why I wanted to have this episode with you, because we both want to encourage those who are listening to not identify with the shyness or with the mistake or with the forgetfulness or with the being harsh in that moment, but rather be open to the beautiful possibilities of what we are in the process of becoming, and we continue to grow every day, also from the mistakes. So I really am grateful that you wanted to talk about this, because it is very important. I think that has to do also with how we see our life. Is it linear? Is it ups and downs? Is it easy? Is it difficult? Of course, it's all of that, right? But so with these ups and downs in life, um, what's your experience with those?
My experience is maybe like everybody else's. There are times in everybody's lives when maybe it could be in a week or in a month or in 3 months where everything we do goes perfectly. We meet the right people, uh, all our goals goes perfect. We achieve what we want to achieve. Everything happens perfectly. But at sometimes it could be in a week, or in a month, or in 4 months. Everything goes wrong. No matter what we do, everything goes wrong. We meet the wrong person. We didn't get the contract we wanted. Uh, uh, Traffic, a lot of traffic in our way to the mall or to our work. Everything goes bad. It's seasons in our lives, ups and downs, ups and downs. In life, this is a cycle where we are faced with problems we have resolved already in the past, we have experienced, and we have resolved it. We can resolve it fast and in the best terms for all the people involved. But if there is a new challenge, maybe we can get the best term and the best result, but we push ourselves. I didn't do that. I didn't get to the best term. I didn't get the best result when I had this problem. In those situations, I think we have to be good to ourselves, to be nice to ourselves, and our lives teach us how to get better in those kind of problems.
Absolutely. That's the ups and downs I was referring to. You're pointing out the very important thing is we're learning from those moments. The down moments bring us to the up moments because we learn from our mistakes or from new challenges. And it doesn't have to be grand, those challenges that we have are part of our life lessons that we learn throughout the journey. And it is important to be aware it's okay to have a little bit of anxiety when something new happens, because our brain is not used to see that situation. And sometimes we just have to learn from it. Again, what I always try to point out is as sad as a situation can be, as angry as you can be, frustrated, shy, any situation can bring to something positive if we react to it with a good attitude, right? And so, even being shy, introvert, well, throughout the course of life, then we learn from one experience to the next that it's okay to be that way and evolve and be less that way and and find other ways to communicate. So I hope that those who are listening are getting the encouragement to step out of a little bit of a comfort zone to do something a little uncomfortable so that they can learn and be open to something positive that could happen. Victor, how could people get in touch with you or find out more about your coaching?
Okay, well, right now I have a Facebook account and a LinkedIn account. You can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/valmsan with double N, and on LinkedIn in linkedin.com/in/valmsan official.
Fantastic. Thank you. And I'll make sure to write those in the description of these episodes for those who would like to get in touch with you. Thank you again. It was a pleasure to converse with you. And I'm really grateful that you took the time.
Thanks to you, Francesca.
Absolutely. And those of you who heard us, thank you for tuning in. And thank you for giving us a chance to share with you our experience so that you might feel encouraged. And remember to always breathe, smile, and do something to soothe yourself today.